So a while ago, it was made clear that simple event is just dealing with one event as compared to the sample space. And now for the compound event, we will be dealing with two or more simple events. Let's have this as an example. So a fair die, if for example in this example, let me take a screenshot of this. This is just to explain it to you. So for a fair die is rolled. So imagine there is a die, a dice. Let me just get a die here so that you can imagine it. Ayan. So this is the die. Yan, para kasama yung, because in probability, we should be able to imagine what we are doing para mas maliwanag siya. Okay, so we have here a die. So a fair die is rolled. You know that the sample space will be 6. S will be equal to 6, right? Our sample space. So let A, in this case, there will be 2 or more events. Look at this. In the first event, here, event A, it says an event, it is an event wherein an even number turns up. Okay, so for the event A, an even number turns up. What is that? That is 2, 4, and 6. So what is the number in event A? What is the outcome in event A? Type it in the chat box, please. What is the event when an even number turns up? Type it in the chat box. Okay, they are 2, 4, and 6. So therefore, what's the answer? That is 3. Okay, so ito yung, just to make it clear, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is also equal to 6. And for the event A naman, these are 2, 4, and 6, which is equal to 3. Can you follow? And there is another event. So this makes it a compound event because there are already 2 events that are involved. For your event B, it says here, the number that turns up is greater than 2. And what are those numbers greater than 2? Okay nga. What are those numbers greater than 2? What are those numbers greater than 2? There are only 6. What are the numbers greater than 2? Good. So they are 3, 4, 5, and 6. What about 2, sir? Is it included? Of course not, because 2 is not greater than 2. Okay? So only the numbers greater than 2, and that is 4. And so we are asked here for the intersection of events. When we say intersection, recalling our concept when we were in grade 7, intersection of events means whatever outcome is present in the first event, that is also present in the second event. In that case, what are those events or what are those outcomes that are present in both events? They are 4 and 6. Do you agree? Correct. So therefore, the intersection, when we say intersection, that is A, inverted U, B, intersection, meaning whatever is common to the 2 events. And in this case, they are 4. When you list the outcomes, possible outcomes, you enclose them in a brace, okay? 4 and 6. So therefore, the intersection of A and B is equal to how many are they? They are 2 outcomes, and they are 4 and 6. Got it? That is the intersection of events. So from here, we are already talking about compound events because we are now dealing with 2 or more events. Show me a reaction if that is clear to you. Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Okay. Very good. Let's continue. Okay. So you know that already. Let's have some more examples for intersection of events. Intersection of events. Let's try this first one. Sige nga. Using the let's try these activities. Give me the intersection of A. For letter A muna tayo. What is the intersection of A and B? They are, you look at this. A contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and B contains 3, 4, 5, and 6. Their intersection will be 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. Tama? Okay, very good. So that's 3, 4, and 5. And therefore, that's equal to what? How many intersection are there? That's equal to 3. Very good. Next, what about for B? A is 1, 3, 6. B is 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. What's the intersection of A and B? What's the intersection? Type it in the chat box, please. Okay, very good. They are 3 and 6. 3, 6. So therefore, that is 3 and 6, and that's equal to 2. Got it? And of course, for A, which is A, B, C, D, and B, which is D, E, F, G, and H. What's their intersection? Their intersection is D, which is equal to 1. Very good. Isa lang siya. Okay? What about this? I will add another one here. C will be equal to J, K, L, M, N, O. Okay. What is the intersection of A and C? What is the intersection of A and C? Is there an intersection? None. If none, simply means you can use this symbol, which means a null set. What do you mean by null set? Null set means it's an empty set. Ayun. So that is the symbol that we use in denoting the null set. Empty set, ibig sabihin wala. So that simply means this is equal to 0. Kasi walang intersection yung dalawang events. Got it? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Very good. So that's the intersection of events. Now let's move on with our next, the continuation, and that is the mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive events means there is no common outcomes. Doon papasok yung last example natin kanina. Here. So, if there is no intersection, that simply means that those events are mutually exclusive. Wala silang pakialam sa bawat isa. They do not intersect with each other. Whatever you do, there will be no common outcomes between the two of them. So those events are called mutually exclusive events. And we usually use this symbol again. What do you call this symbol kasi? What do you call this symbol? Type it in the chat box, please. What do you call that symbol? That's a null set. Yes, it's null set symbol. Or aside from the null set, that's also called an empty set. So kung walang common sa kanilang dalawa, then that's just a null set or the value will be 0. Got it? Another. Let's have this. For example, we have here, when you roll a die, what's the sample space of rolling a die? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Tama? And what is, for the second event, what is the sample space of what do you call this? Ano pa ba yung ibang ginagamit nating account? Sets. For example, aces in a deck of cards. Are you familiar with the deck of cards? We'll get to know them as we learn them. 4. They are the aces. That is ace of heart, ace of diamond, ace of spade, and ace of club. Ayun. So, the question, do these two events have intersection? Yes or no? Do they have intersection? None. So therefore, this is an empty set. Let's use that symbol, meaning that event A is mutually exclusive with event B. They have their own lives and they don't affect each other. Exclusive sila. Para lang sila sa kanilang mga sarili. Got it? Show me a reaction if the mutually exclusive event as compared to intersection of events is clear to you. Show me a reaction, please. Very good. Okay. So, let's have this. Let's try these activities and just tell me if they are mutually exclusive or not. Okay. Tell me if they are mutually exclusive or not. Letter A. Selecting an even or a prime number. Mutually exclusive or not? Ano lang tayo? Para pare-pareho. Mutually exclusive, raise your hand. Not, kapag not naman, do not raise your hand. Ready? Who says? The first is selecting an even or a prime number is a mutually exclusive event. Raise your hand if it is mutually exclusive. So walang nagtataas, meaning it's not. Well, that's correct. Why? What are the even numbers for our event A? Even numbers are those are 2, 4, 6, etc. And for the event B, which are the prime, you will always start with, in the prime numbers, you always start with what number? We always start with what number? Prime numbers. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by itself and 1 only. So therefore, ito yung mga hindi factorable. And what are those numbers? You always start with 2, followed by 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc. Yun yung mga hindi na pwedeng i-factor pa. So in here, they are not mutually exclusive because they both have 2, which is the start of their counting. Okay, so these is not, or they are not mutually exclusive. What about B? Selecting a female student and a grade 10 student. Raise your hand if it is mutually exclusive. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. There's no raise of hand, meaning it's not. Simply because a grade 10 student can either be male or female. And selecting a female as compared to grade 10 students which are general. So of course, they have intersection kasi merong mga girls sa mga grade 10 students natin. Okay? That's correct. Letter C, getting a red or a heart from a deck of 52 cards. Getting a red or a heart from a deck of 52 cards. So those who are not familiar, what are those deck? This is the good thing about online class kasi anytime you can show images, deck of 52 cards. Yan. Para lang ma-imagine niyo, ano ba yung deck of 52 cards? Here. Okay. Ayun. This is what a deck of 52 cards mean. Ayan. Deck of 52 cards. It has 4 faces, 4 types. The club, spade, heart, and diamond. And each set comprised of an ace, numbered cards, which are from 2 to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then, face cards. These are face cards kasi meron silang mga mukha. And those are the jack, the queen, and the king. Those are those images, or those are the 52 cards. So they are 13 in all. 13 times 4, that's 52. And the club and the spade are all black, while the heart and the diamond are all red. Ganyan lagi yung deck of 52 cards. Okay? Now that you are familiar with them, let's move on with this one. Getting a red and a heart from a deck of 52 cards. This time, baliktarin natin. Raise of hand if it is not. They are not mutually exclusive. And then, let your hand not raised if they are mutually exclusive. Let me see. Raise your hand if they are not mutually exclusive. Go. Let me see. 5. Only 5 learners. 6 raise their hands. Okay, so 5 of your classmates said they are not mutually exclusive. Let's see. Getting a red card and a heart. Tingnan natin. Getting a red heart and a red card. Red card, yung first. So red card, there are 26 from ace of heart and ace of diamond to ace of king. I know, to king of hearts and king of diamonds. Getting a red card. Ayan, you have 26. And a heart. Tama ba yung nakalagay doon? Let me see. Where's that? There. Getting a red or a heart. Getting a red. There are 26. Or a heart. A red is a heart. So therefore, they are not mutually exclusive kasi si heart ay kulay red din. So therefore, may intersection sila, and that's 13. So it's still, again, not. Okay. In here, so clubs natin. Oh, imagine your clubs in Assumpta. And each student is only assigned to one club. Okay. So choosing a member of the math club and a member of the science club? Are they mutually exclusive or not? Are they mutually exclusive or not? Raise your hand if they are mutually exclusive. Raise your hand if they are mutually exclusive. Let me see. Thank you. Very good. They are mutually exclusive because a math club member has different science club members. Very good. So the mutually exclusive event is now clear. And that's the only, letter D is the only one which can be identified as mutually exclusive. And the null set symbol will be used to denote that concept. Okay, very good. Next will be the union of events. This is just very simple. Let's see. Let's just familiarize everything again. We already have three concepts used. We have the union of events. We also have mutually exclusive events. And we also have the intersection of events. Here, we now have three concepts to differentiate. When you say union of events, intersection of events, this is, we are talking about what's common. Tama? Whatever is there in the first event is also there in the second event. So that's the intersection of events. So that's the intersection of events. And there is always an answer here. Okay? Now, for the mutually exclusive event, there is no common. Meaning, we are talking about the null set. So the intersection of events will be an empty set. It's a null set. Okay? And for the union of events, from the word itself, union, you combine everything. So when you say union of events, we put all possible outcomes. So lahat na nandun sa event, ilalagay mo na, common man o hindi. Okay? How is that? For example, we have, this time the symbol will be different. Union, taking the symbol of U, that's the union of events. For example, we have A, which is L, O, V, and E. And this is 4. And for the event B, this is hope, H, O, P, E. In intersection, we are only taking H, O, O, and E for the intersection. Of course, it will not be possible for mutual exclusive events kasi meron silang common. In the union of events, we get all. L-O-V-E, H-O-P-E. But take note that these common things or these common outcomes will just be considered as one count. O will just be considered as one count and E will just be considered as one count. So what's the union of events? This will be listing all from the two events. This will be L, O, V, E, what else? H, and P. Though O and O, E and E are two each in A and B events, they will just be considered as one count for the union. So therefore, the union of events here will be equal to 6. Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Show me a reaction, please. Very good. Okay. So that's the union of events. Okay. Let's have this. Dito lang tayo. Let's identify the answers here. Union of A and B. What is the union of A and B? Sige nga. For number 1, what's the union? Type it in the chat box, please. Type the answer in the chat box. What's the union for letter A? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In letter B, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Okay, they are equal to 6. Equal to 6. What about letter B? What's the union of A and B? 1, 3, 6, and 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 6, and 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Type it in the chat box. Very good. So those are 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And they are equal to how many? They are also 6. What about in the letter C? What's the union of A and B? What's the union of A and B? Okay, very good. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And they are equal to 8. That's it. That is the concept of the union of events. Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Very good. See, so simple. And of course, finally, we now have the cardinality of the union of two sets A and B. Did you know that we've already been doing cardinality since the start of our lesson today? When you say cardinality, we are counting the number of outcomes in the given events. So, kung napansin nyo kanina, in here, this is cardinality. This one. This is cardinality. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outcomes. This is the cardinality of the two sets. Can you follow? Bilangan nyo lamo. That's cardinality. In here, these are the sets. These are the union. And these are the cardinality. Can you follow? Meaning there are 5 elements. There are 6 elements in the first, 6 elements in the second, and 8 elements in the third. Okay? Or outcomes. Some prefer to call it outcomes. 6 outcomes, 6 outcomes, 8 outcomes. Some prefer elements. If we are talking about sets and sets, yes. 6 elements, 6 elements, and 8 elements. And we call this number of elements or outcomes as cardinality when you count their outcomes or elements. Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. That's it. That's cardinality. Yun lang yun. Bibilangan mo lang. See? Very good. And of course, finally, cardinality events of events that are not disjoint. Oh, what is this? So when we say cardinality of events that are not disjoint, let me erase this now. Here, cardinality of events. There's of here. Cardinality of events that are not disjoint. What do we mean by this? To find the number of elements of the union of sets A and B, add the number of elements of set A to the number of elements of set B, then subtract the number of elements found in their intersections since those elements were counted twice. Actually, we've been doing this already. Natatandaan niyo yung example kanina, yung balik natin. Here. Ayan. This is actually what we did here in this example, focusing here, is actually cardinality of events that are not disjoint. Meaning sabihin, aalisin natin yung mga ka-intersection nila. How is that? Let's do this here. Since O and E are counted twice, we will just be removing them as their intersection. So katulad kanina, actually, even without you doing this, we already have done it. Basta may pareho, wag nang isama o wag nang doblehin kasi magiging duplicate sila. But just for us to see the mathematical concept behind what we did, that is the cardinality of events that are not disjoint. For example, for the cardinality, we use n. Okay? Meaning the number of. So we have here the number of, or the cardinality of the union of A and B will be equal to the number of A elements plus the number of B elements and then minus their intersection. Number of their intersection. And that's what we did a while ago here. Let's have this. So we have here, the number of A is 4. Number of elements in A is 4. Plus, the cardinality in B is also 4. Can you follow? Minus the cardinality of their intersection. Their intersection is O and E. And that's 2. Can you follow? And so, when we do this, that becomes 8 minus 2, and this is equal to 6. This is actually just a long method of what we did here. Again, this is just a long method of what we did here. So showing you that when there are common elements in the two sets, better count them as one only. Kasi mauulit lang sila. And that's what we call cardinality of events that are not disjoint. Can you follow? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Very good. And that's it. We're done. Okay. Even if we do this, when we do this, just simply count the numbers in all. And if there are intersections or common, just count them one. Okay. Sample. Sige nga. Let's see if you understood that process. In this one. Oh, combining all that you've learned about the union. What is the cardinality? Cardinality of N. Cardinality yung N. Cardinality of the union of A and B. Go. Again, kapag may common, just count them as one. What are the common here? 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. Count those common as one. What's the answer here? What's the cardinality of letter A? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. That's 6. What about in letter B? What's the cardinality of the union of A and B? Type the answer in the chat box. Identify the intersection first. 3 and 6. There are 2. Count those 2 as 1 per element. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also 6. Very good. And finally, what is the cardinality of the union of A and B in letter C? Go. Find if there is intersection and then count them as 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Got it? And we're done. Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Let me see. I told you our lesson for today is just easy. Okay, and we're done. It's now time for us to do our meme for the week. Our featured meme for the week. Ayan, let me show this to you. You may now start thinking of your cute meme, your funny meme, and take a screenshot of this template. Ready? Take a screenshot, please. You can also find this in your SLM. Okay na? If you have questions, feel free to ask, ha? Already. Create a meme of your significant learning experience or experiences about events and their operations. Ready? Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Okay. And of course, we will be posting it. It's actually in our 10-1 activities here, Math 10 memes. But I will still be copying our link and post it in the chat box. Oy, meron na pala tayong, this is our from the 10-3. Okay. So let me see. It's in the chat box now. Wait lang. Wala pala. There, I already posted the link in our chat box. Kindly start editing your meme. This meeting will already end. Kindly just join again for the concluding part of our class while you do your meme. Ayan, there are already ants on top. Some are already posting. Please come back for the continuation.